It'd be nice if your ideal clients were banging down your door to sign up and hire you as their coach. Well, in today's video, right behind me, I'm going to show you a template, a simple sales funnel that you can use some automation to really scale up your coaching business, so you don't always have to be doing outreach and putting out social media posts all the time. You put in simple automation so that people get to know, like, and trust you along the way. They get ready to hire you, and all you have to do is get an idea of, are they qualified to work with you? Are they a good fit? And you get to move on right away. So this is all possible with a simple process that I'll walk you through step by step. So hi, I'm Brian Czekanski, and if you are new to my channel, every single week I put out content to help you build your coaching business as far as your marketing, automation, but also building your presence here on YouTube. So subscribe, hit that notification bell, and check out my content and show you a simple coaching funnel that you can use to really automate your business and get people knocking on your door and ready to sign up for your coaching services. So really the idea is to get people in the door, getting engaged with your content, and then moving them along kind of that standard process of know, liking, and trusting you, answering some of their questions along the way, showing some proof in terms of testimonials, but also just answering some of their objections as well. So really it takes an opportunity for you to kind of get to know your clients before actually even getting on the sales call. So you want to get away from kind of those sales calls that take 45 minutes, an hour long, because you're kind of introducing yourself from the very beginning, answering a lot of questions, handling objections. I want to get to the point where we're really doing that up front, really online, so that once you actually get on the sales call with them, it really becomes really easy. Are we a good fit to work together? What's the price that we're going to move forward with? And how can we get started? So really takes away and makes that sales call a little bit easier, because you kind of take, before you've even gotten on that call, you've done a lot of that work that really is necessary for both sides to be comfortable with moving forward. So let me walk you through this template kind of from the very top. It's a very simple coaching funnel that I really use with my clients to really design to get people, target their specific audience, move them through each step of the process, and get to the point where they're filling out an application and eventually getting on a call to kind of finalize the entire process based on their availability. So, if you have a good amount of spaces next week in terms of your coaching availability, you can kind of obviously scale up the spending that you're using for this funnel to kind of fill those spots. And then when you have a little less availability, you can obviously spend a little bit less, kind of grow your email list along the way and continue that conversation with your audience while still having some type of wait list. So, let's start from the top, from the very beginning. How are we going to get these people in the door? There's really two separate options. So really an online ad, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, all those are really great opportunities to get in front of your audience with a video-based, story-based ad, really either in two ways. Number one, kind of sharing your personal experiences about how you went through similar pain points that your audience is going through right now. Talk about some of those moments, those specific moments where your audience and kind of their pain points are at their highest, and how you went through the same type of things, but you eventually went through some type of transformation. It led you to your coaching process that you use, and talk about how your life has really changed at the end result. And what you're going to do by doing that is giving your audience a little bit of hope that you can help them along that same path and getting to that life that they're looking for. But you're also saying that I've been in your shoes before, without actually having to say that. Like, I've been through what you're dealing with right now. I've seen my way through, and I can help you because of that. I have the experience, I have the proof in my own life, but also, the other way is really sharing a testimonial story. So maybe you've had a past happy client that really went through that same transformation. They had the same pain points as your audience. They went through and worked with you, and you went through that process that you have, and you got to that life that they really have right now. And again, seeing and hearing from them is really important. It allows your audience to say, okay, this person can help me in my unique situation, because it looks like they've helped somebody just like me that is talking about the pain points that I'm dealing with, talking about the life that I really want. So giving them hope again, and getting to the point where they want to learn a little bit more. So again, once they've seen that online ad, The other way you can do it is through a YouTube video. So if you're building up your channel here on YouTube and putting out content that is really answering kind of the main problems that your audience is really struggling with, and getting in front of your audience in the right way and talking very specifically to an audience in their language and what they're looking for, then absolutely in your weekly or more frequently YouTube videos, use this as a call to action at the end by really getting into your funnel, by really continuing that conversation. So the more conversations that you're having with your specific audience, the more likely they are to get eventually to your application and getting down to eventually becoming a coaching client of yours. So that's really the idea. As you kind of grab their attention either with an online ad or one of your YouTube videos and get to that call to action, we're going to go forward to kind of that second step, which is automated text message, kind of landing page. So there you're going to really ask for their name, their email address, and their phone number. And in exchange for that, we're going to give them something of value up front. So it tends to be either a PDF guide, or what I actually suggest with a lot of my clients is putting out a webinar. Webinar really works great because, again, you're continuing that conversation, but more in a video-based content vehicle where they can see and hear from you, kind of continue on that relationship, get a better idea of what are some of your personal experiences, what is your coaching process like, and you actually talking them through that tangible benefit that they're actually looking for and how you can actually get them there along the way. But actually giving them some education, some value within that potential lead magnet so they can go through that and finally seeing some momentum in their own life. So give them those first few steps on how they can start getting some forward progress in their life. And in return, they're going to trust you a little bit better. That's going to make you a little bit more distinct versus all the other options that they have out there. And that kind of flows through to the other, again, the automated other steps that we have in the process. So again, on the left-hand side, looking at that text message follow-up, this is a great way to kind of continue the conversation. So everybody is usually on their phones. They'll be willing to kind of go through that process of maybe asking you a few follow-up questions from that webinar, or going through and you can ask them about what potential objections they might have, what hesitations are they going through. You can learn more about their pain points and a little bit more about their personal story to make sure it's a good fit for you, but also on the other side, they can kind of answer some of those things on their own time. So again, most coaches go out there on their website and anywhere else and they try and get to that call right away. Which is kind of a huge commitment for a lot of prospects. They don't want to allocate a specific amount of time or talk to you without really having gotten to know you or how you can help them. So by kind of starting out with a text message conversation, it's kind of a lower commitment. You can go back and forth at your own pace when it makes sense for your schedule, when it makes sense for their schedule. It's a little less pressure filled, and you can kind of still get a lot of those great details and move along the process along the way. So really important to kind of have that conversation on the left-hand side, but also on the right-hand side, you can see kind of an automated email sequence where, again, you're kind of introducing yourself a little bit more, telling a little bit more about those personal stories, excuse me, maybe sharing some personal testimonials as well. This is a great way to talk about how you've helped people just like them that have been in similar situations, how your process helped them get to the life that they really want, but also kind of thinking about their belief system. So what are some of those false beliefs that your audience might have right now, and what are those beliefs that you want them to get to so that they're ready for coaching and really motivated and ready to get to the point where they can get to that end goal that they're looking for with your help. So if they're not in the right state of mind for coaching right now, based upon what's going on in their life, or based on their past that you kind of have to get over, some of those past stereotypes or prejudices, or just something that is going, those roadblocks. Email is a great way to kind of go through that process in a story-based fashion and get them to the point where they're ready to kind of work with you along the way. And email is great, even if they're not ready to sign up with you as a coach right now. And you're going to have those people that maybe right now is not a great time, but 6 months from now is a great time for them to sign up. You can kind of continue that conversation even past the automations, add them to kind of your normal broadcast emails, stay top of mind for them so that when they're ready to sign up, or maybe they have somebody in their network that might be a great person to refer you to, you're top of mind. You're always in the conversation in that framework. So all three of those steps you can see lead to kind of an application process. And really the idea of the application is to only get on sales calls with people that are ready, willing, and motivated to sign up with you as the coach, as their coach. And in that application, it could be 8 to 10 questions where you learn a little bit more beyond what you've kind of learned in that email or text message conversations that you've been having. What are the pain points? What are some of those obstacles that they've been dealing with? What's that end goal that they're looking for? It's a great way to kind of get all the information that you need so that when you do actually talk to them, you know exactly what they're looking for, how you can help them, and it just makes that final call really easy. And that, again, it gets to the point where they've gotten a lot of information about you. You've kind of answered their questions. You've kind of handled their objections. You've gotten to the point where they're ready to sign up. They just have to kind of answer some, maybe some unique questions that they might not have covered in a little bit more detail. Again, covering things like price, what is our arrangement kind of going forward? What's the offer that most makes sense for them? So it becomes a little bit more administrative versus like a heavy selling, pressure-filled conversation for you. And again, that leads to higher conversions over time because both sides are a little bit more relaxed. Each side has a lot more information about how you could potentially move forward and benefit on both sides, and that's really important. So, if you got value out of this video, be sure to like it, hit that share button for any other coaches in your network that would be helpful in seeing this simple sales funnel that they could set up for their business. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'm always coming out with content almost every single day and helping you grow your coaching business from a marketing perspective, growing that automation, but also attracting the right type of clients to you, either through outreach or by having them knocking on your door. So, if you want more information about how this funnel works or how you can kind of set it up in a way that really attracts the right people, also visit my website at mindsetcopy.com. I've had a series of webinars in the past few weeks and months that really dig deeper into these various different steps, whether it is from an email perspective or in kind of telling your story as well. So all completely free on my website. So check that out for a little bit more detail in terms of stuff that you can put into your coaching business right now.